This week we're going to start talking about volume. I'm going to first talk about volume of prisms and cylinders. So volume is the space that a figure occupies. It's going to be measured in cubic units. So for example, maybe cubed inches, cubic feet. So that's going to be whatever your unit of measure is, and then raised to the third power. And that's because of what the volume formula is. So let's start talking about that. So my first formula that I want to talk to you about is the volume of a prism. So for a prism, the way we're going to calculate volume, it's as if you could just slice slices off of the top of the prism. If you figured out the area of the base and then kind of slice it off, and then figure out the area of the base again and slice it off, all of those stacked up together, if we found the area of all of those of that base and we just kept stacking it all the way up to the height, that would give us the volume, right? So the way that we're going to calculate our volume here is the area of your base times the height of that prism. So because our area of our base is length times width, and then we're going to multiply it by another unit, that's where we get to those cubic units. The next piece that we're going to talk about is volume of a cylinder. The formula is exactly the same, except with this, the area of a circle is going to be pi times radius squared. So if in your notes you just prefer to write that the volume of a cylinder is equal to pi times radius squared times height, then that's just fine. Okay, now to put this in action, when we're talking about a prism, a rectangular prism or a cube, sometimes kids want to shortcut it by just doing length times width times height. And you know what? That will work for a rectangular prism or for a cube. You just need to be aware that when we get into things like maybe a hexagonal prism or a triangular prism, that method isn't going to work, and that you need to be able to fall back on that base area of the base times the height. So in this one, I'm going to write out my formula. So the volume formula again is going to be the area of the base times the height. And in this case, my base is going to be the one with dimensions of 5 by 8. So I'm looking at that rectangle that's laying on the ground, if you will. So my area of that base is going to, let me erase that, equal 5 times 8, or 40 square inches. And then my height, in this case, for this prism is going to be 2. So that gets me to a total volume of 40 times 2, or 80 inches cubed. So that's going to be my answer for this first one. My second example is a triangular prism. So that idea of just multiplying any numbers you see in here together and trying to get your volume that way is not going to work. So again, I need to fall back on my formula. So volume is the area of a base times the height of my prism. And in this case, my base is a triangle. So the base is not only a triangle, but it's an isosceles. I know that because of these markings. So it's an isosceles triangle because of these little tick marks here that are showing that those two legs are the same. So that side is also going to be 3. Now the area formula for a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So it's going to be 1/2 3 times 3, which then gives me 4.5. So half of 9 is 4.5. Now my height of this prism is 5. So to calculate my volume, I'm going to have 4.5 times 5, which is, if I grab my calculator, 22.5 cubic feet. Okay, now on to a cylinder. For a cylinder, my volume formula is going to be the same. Area of my base times the height of my cylinder. My base area here, because it is a circle, is going to be pi times radius squared. My radius for this cylinder is 2. So that'll give me an area here of pi times 2 squared. And if I needed to use my calculator, I would just be putting in my calculator 2 squared. Again, remember, cylinders and cones, oftentimes you need to leave in terms of pi. So if it asks me to leave it in terms of pi, I would just want to type in 2 squared into my calculator, and I would get 4. And then I'm going to attach pi onto that. Now my height is 10. So to find my volume, I'm going to have 4 pi times my height of 10. So again, in my calculator, I would want to put in the 4 and the 10, multiply those together. So my volume is 40 pi centimeters cubed. Last example, we've got a volume of the cylinder being given to us as 135 pi centimeters cubed, and the height is 15 centimeters. So we want to find the radius of the base of the cylinder. Okay, so I'm going to start off always with what I know. I know that volume formula for a cylinder is going to be base, the area of the base, and my base is a circle, so it's going to be pi times radius squared times my height. So that's what I know. I'm also given the height of my cylinder, and I'm given the total radius. So I'm going to substitute those two things in. So my volume is 135 pi, and I think I just misspoke a minute ago. I meant to say that I was given my volume, not the radius. So 135 pi is equal to pi times radius squared, and I know that my height is 15. Now I need to solve for my radius. I need to get this all by itself. Now remember, pi is just a number. It's an irrational number, but it's just a number, so I can divide both sides by pi to start off with. So those cancel. And now I've got 135 is equal to 15 times radius squared. I can divide both sides by 15. So now this is going to get me 9 is equal to radius squared. In order to figure out my radius, I'm going to have to take the square root of both sides to just get the radius rather than radius squared. And this ultimately gets me to the fact that my radius is equal to 3 centimeters. Okay, so as you are working through your Math Excel for volume of cylinder and prism, please reach out if you have any questions. I will also have a Zoom call scheduled to answer any questions if that's easier and if you'd prefer that. Take care.